The word narcissist is very popular these days. This term, widely used in psychology, derives from Greek mythology, in which Narcissus fell in love with his own image in a pool of water. When thinking of narcissists, I see inflated egos, people that cannot stop talking about themselves and discard the affairs of others as inferior. We all know someone who has an above average self-importance, which can be so deviating that it looks abnormal and unhealthy to most people. It's not a surprise that in this era of diagnostics and categorization, humans have transformed the Greek self-admirer Narcissus into an officially recognized mental disorder called NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder. Although I use this term on my blog, I do not like to put a complex human being into a category, because in my humble opinion, this is just labeling and does not say so much. What I do like to talk about is what the Taoists taught me about the ineffectiveness of this so-called narcissism. People whose life goal is to impress other people are mere slaves of their longing for admiration. Why do they crave this? When I started out publishing by the end of 2014, I would proudly present my articles on my Facebook page. All the likes and comments felt like pure bliss. We humans seem to be programmed that we want to feel accepted and loved by others. And the admiration I received from others felt just like that. When I proceeded in my writing, I also found some downsides to these moments of fame. The first one is that the feeling of euphoria does not last ever. The second one is that you will raise expectations by yourselves and others. The third one is that it will not satisfy you, so you will crave for more. The fourth one is that you will make your happiness dependent on external stimuli. When you make yourself dependent on what others think about you, you walk a very unsustainable path. People's opinions are among the things you cannot control. People's actions are either. The whole universe around you is in a constant state of flux and, therefore, completely out of your control. Therefore, the attributes like your fame, your grandiosity, your wealth, and your physical appearance are out of your control. So why should your happiness rely on these aspects? The so-called narcissist completely devotes his or her existence to these aspects and, at the same time, lives in a very shaky reality. Lao Tzu says the following about this in the Tao Te Ching, chapter 24. He who stands on his tiptoes does not stand firm. He who stretches his legs does not walk easily. So he who displays himself does not shine. He who asserts his own views is not distinguished. He who vaunts himself does not find his merit acknowledged. He who is self-conceited has no superiority allowed to him. Such conditions, viewed from the standpoint of the Tao, are like remnants of food or a tumor on the body, which all dislike. Hence, those who pursue the course of the Tao do not adopt and allow them. An alternative way would be the path of modesty, accepting that the ongoing pursuit of external factors will not bring you lasting happiness. You might consider to aim for the middle way, or, as I do myself, aim for the stuff I need and not excessively more. By doing this, the burden of neediness in regards to material things and admiration is lifted, which gave me the space to unfold from a more natural state. Is it better to leave a vessel unfilled than to attempt to carry it when it is full? Wrote Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching, chapter 9. Therefore, I rather produce content coming from an innate drive than for fame. I say to myself, if your work happens to become famous, so be it. It is not in your control. From my own experience, modesty requires a lot of restraint. The restraint of shutting up when the ego is triggered to speak. The restraint to do nothing when the ego wants you to show off yourself and your accomplishments. The restraint of being compassionate and accepting towards one another when the ego is triggered to dominate and control. By not having to deal with all these ego-driven desires, you will save a lot of energy to do what you like, and at the same time, you have set yourself free from any burden to do so.